This is the fourth quarter. That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's 10, is it always 10 weeks long?
Every quarter is 10 weeks long, yes. And we have 40 weeks in the school year.
I could have sworn it was not.
I think it's like
You think we only have 9 weeks in a quarter?
I think it's like 9 weeks of school, but then we have like breaks.
Oh, exams. That's what it is. Because we have exams in there.
Oh, so that's why it's 10?
Yeah. Pretty sure. Let me double check. All right. We're almost done. Almost done. Okay. So let's look at some examples. Let's say that we have the square root of 5 times the square root of 10 plus 4. Okay. So this is a problem that requires what? What do we have to do? It starts with a D. DIS. Distribute. There you go. This requires that we distribute, okay? So we're going to do the square root of 5 times the square root of 10. Right? Plus, we'll do the square root of 5 times 4. Okay? Now, when we multiply radicals, if they're both radicals, we put them under the same thing. So we're going to take this and we're going to put the 5 and the 10 under the same radical. Okay? We're going to put the 5 and the 10 under the same radical. Now over here, the 4 is not under a radical. So we're going to go back to elementary school. What does it mean when we multiply? If we do 2 times 4, right? 2 times 4. What does that mean? That means we're doing 2 how many times? 4 times, right? So if this is the square root of 5 times 4, we're doing the square root of 5 how many times? 4 times. So we're just going to write it as 4 square root of 5s. Okay? So if they're both under the radical, we combine them to one radical. If one is under the radical and one is not, we just put the number outside the radical. Okay? Okay, so now let's go ahead and simplify this square root of 5 times 10. This is why I know you all chuckle at my Tutron, my train. Okay? This is why I like my train, because the train works for everything. Okay? So the nice thing here is I don't have to multiply the 10 out, 10 times 5. I've got 5. I'm going to factor that 10 as 5 times 2. Okay. So by doing this, now I can see I have a pair on the train. And what happens to the pair on the train? They get kicked off. Okay. And when they get kicked off, what happens? Goes on the outside and it becomes 1. Right? So we have 5 root 2 plus 4 root 5. That's our answer.
So why don't, I guess because you can't do anything.
Right. Really good question. We haven't talked about adding and subtracting yet. We're going to do that later. But basically, you can't add them if these are different roots. It's kind of like doing 5x plus 4y. You can't add those together because they're not like terms. Okay, they have to be like terms in order to add them. Okay, they have to be like terms. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's look at the square root of 3. Whoa. Okay, the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 plus the square root of 3. I'm going to give you a moment to try that one yourself. Okay, just a reminder, Michael's not here, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong class. Sorry. Okay, Ava. Ava, you're the only one. Okay, so you have an incomplete because you missed the last test, I think, right? So I need that made up as soon as possible, which means, let me just make sure that it's just the one test. Yeah. I would like it to be made up by Wednesday. Okay, so if you can stay after school, I'll be after school every day. Okay, just let me know so I don't leave. Okay, do you have other things to make up too? Don't know. Okay. All right, so just put it on your calendar to come see me after school one day this week or by Wednesday. Okay, how'd we do? Ronnie, you're struggling. Wake up, wake up, wake up. What do we do, Ronnie? How did you get to bed last night, Ronnie? 2? 2? It's hard to transition, isn't it? It's like when you're on break, you stay up late and all of a sudden you're getting up for school. Wow. No wonder you guys are tired. Jonah, what should we do?
Combine them.
How do we do that?
You like multiply like 3 times 5 times 3.
Yeah, so let's distribute. Let's do the square root of 3 times the square root of 5 plus, and we're going to distribute here, the square root of 3 times the square root of 3. Okay? So our first step was distributing. Yes, John?
Does it matter which side we put it on? Like I did 3.
No, does not matter. Okay. So now we're going to combine them. So this becomes the square root of 3 times 5 plus the square root of 3 times 3. Okay. Now this is I kind of use a shortcut when I do this one, right? Everybody listening? Everybody with me? Okay. Anytime I multiply a radical times itself, right? This is a radical times itself. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3. The radical just drops out. This just becomes 3. If you look at that, right, I have a square root here, I have a pair. What happens? We take the pair out, but then there's nothing left inside. So the shortcut, I don't usually go through this process. As soon as I see that I have a radical times itself, right, I don't even do all of that. I'm just like, oh, square root of 3 times the square root of 3. Well, that has to be 3. That's your shortcut. If it was the square root of 26xy times the square root of 26xy, what does that equal? 26xy. If a radical is multiplied times itself, the radical drops out. And that'll save you time. Okay? So that's an easy one. Now the square root of 15, we can't factor these down anymore. So there's no pair there. So it just stays the square root of 15 plus 3. Or if you had 3 plus the square root of 15, either one is okay. Okay? Questions so far?
So that's the answer.
That's the answer. You got it.
What if we did
No, see that's because that's different, right? Because 3 square root of 15, that means that I have the square root of 15 plus the square root of 15 plus the square root of 15. That means I have the square root of 15 3 times. That's different than adding 3 to the square root of 15. Excellent question. Look at you with your thinking cap on early in the morning on Monday morning. What time did you get to bed? hmm
I don't know.
Before or after midnight?
After.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Now my kids are older now, but my son graduated I think he graduated in 2013. I think it was.
Dang.
I know, I'm old. Anyway, I remember even back then struggling with him being on his cell phone when he was supposed to be going to sleep, right? And I'm telling you, it would drive me crazy because then it would keep me awake because I'd be going in and I'd check on him because I'm that kind of pain in the neck pesty mom, right? But it's like, he'd be going to bed. We had a rule. I forget bedtime. I don't think senior year we did, but junior year was okay. You need to be in bed before midnight because he played sports, 3 sports a year, and he was involved in a lot of stuff. So we wanted to make sure he had his rest. So he'd be in bed, and we'd usually give it about an hour. But you can see the glow. At least we could back then. You guys have new cell phones and a little bit better. So sure enough, 1 o'clock in the morning. Drew, get to bed. Here I am, Mom. 1:30. Drew, put the cell phone away. So if that went on, we'd just take a cell phone. It's like, okay, every time you go to bed, you give us a cell phone. But that's terrible. Like, it's so hard. You guys have so many distractions. Be honest with me. How many of you, when you go to bed, end up on your cell phone for much longer than you realize? Be honest about it.
What?
I know I do. I pick up my cell phone. Last thing I do before I go to sleep is check my phone because my kids are grown. My son lives in North Carolina. My daughter's grown. I check my emails to see if there's anything going on the next morning that I need to be aware of, right? Last thing I do is pick up my cell phone and take a quick look at it, right? But sometimes it's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, wait. Oh, I just got a thing from Instagram. Oh, let me check that. Before I know it, an hour's gone by. It's like, I tried to get to bed early, and it's an hour later already, right? Sometimes it's even more than an hour. I get like hooked on a game I'm playing or something, right? Guys, it's so hard. You gotta, yeah. You just have to self-discipline. You have to be aware of what distracts you, right? Sometimes I get so hooked on a game, it's like, my poor husband would be trying to talk to me, and I'm like, it's just you gotta be aware. You gotta get to bed, guys. I can see it. You're so tired. No wonder you can't understand this stuff. It's nothing to do with whether you're smart or not. It just has to do with whether or not you got the sleep you needed. Okay. Let me see. Now I just lost my page. Where is it? There it is. Okay, let's do. Okay, here's one. You're going to do it yourself. You ready? Anya, what time do you get to bed?
Like 10:30.
Did you actually go to bed at 10:30?
I don't know. I don't remember what time I went to bed.
But you're not tired today, are you? You look awake.
I mean, I'm tired, but
You look rested.
yeah.
You look rested.
Thank
Good for you. Good for you. Yep. It's hard. I didn't get to bed till I was here last night till 9:30. So I didn't get to bed till pretty late either. But
You're at the school at 9:30.
I was here from 11 a.m. till 9:30 at night, preparing to teach you and
good.
share my wisdom with you.
That's nice.
Yeah, I have to do that, or I can't be an effective teacher. I have to be organized.
It's like
You got paid for coming here or not?
No.
You asked for free?
Yo.
Okay, so what do we do here? Damien, what do we do?
Oh, I got it.
No, Damien. So now you look asleep.
I'm good. I got it though. Got it.
What do we do, Damien? Yes, you do. Think about it. I believe that you do. Yes, see that? Thought you were going to get off easy, you have no idea stuff. Okay, so we're going to distribute. So we have 5 times the square root of 5 plus the square root of 5 times the square root of 10. Notice that when I distributed the first one, right, when I did 5 times the square root of 5, when I did the square root of 5 times 5, notice how I switched it, right? That is important. Yes, we don't want to write 5, the square root of 5 times 5 like that. Anybody know why?
Because that's what you want that.
It looks like it's inside. Yeah, we don't want to have where we're not sure if it's inside there or not.
Yeah.
So when it's like that, we always want to put the number in front.
Oh, wait, sorry, I meant, are we like allowed to do like the square root of 5,
This one?
times the square root of 10? Like, are we allowed to do that one first?
Yes.
Okay.
Because remember, addition is commutative, right? Which means it doesn't matter which order we add. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got, can we do anything with this 5 square root of 5, Shayna?
No, you
No. How about the square root of 5 times the square root of 10? Can we do anything with that?
Yeah. We can combine them.
Yeah, let's combine them. Don't multiply them out. It's not wrong if you do. It's just more work, right? Because if we multiply it out, how do we simplify this? Gee whiz, we have to factor it out, right? So we just undid what we did. So don't multiply it out because this is saving us work. We've already got the first step here, right? So now we've got 5 square root of 5 plus, right? This is 5 times 10 is 5 times 2. Now what? Tori, what now?
You take out a 5.
Yeah, we've got a pair right here. So we're going to take out a 5, and it leaves me with the square root of 2 inside. So we're done. Okay.
Now, why isn't the 5 square root of 5 like a pair?
Because they have to be both inside to be a pair. Okay. Yeah.
I got the same answer, but I didn't do like the 5 times 10 equals 50. Like,
Good. You should not do that.
Oh, don't do that?
No, that's what I was saying. Don't do that because then you just have to undo it anyway.
Okay.
Okay, how about this one? Square root of 15 times 2 square root of 10 plus 4. Okay, Zanai. Zanai, I'm not even sure you went to bed last night. As tired as you were.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So when you have a game, do you go to bed earlier?
What do you
If you have a game the next day, do you go to bed earlier?
mean? No.
Wow. You must feel it, because don't you run track?
Yeah.
And you don't go to bed earlier on night days when you have. Oh, you should. You should. Get those muscles the rest they need. See my muscles?
Yeah.
It's because I got the best.
massive.
They are.
Massive.
Something's massive. Okay, so what do we do here? What do we do? What do we do? Brooke, what do we do? Distribute. Okay, we're going to distribute. Okay, focus on the math. Focus. Okay, so we have the square root of 15 times 2 square root of 10. We're not going to do anything with that right now. We're just going to leave it there for a moment because we're going to continue distributing. So we're going to do plus 4 times the square root of 15. Notice how I put the 4 in front. Yes, sir.
So when you bring it down, can you put the 2 on the outside?
Yeah, we're going to do that. Yes. Okay. So let's work on multiplying these two now. Okay. Well, the 2 is on the outside. The 2 stays on the outside. And we combine what's on the inside. So basically, you combine what's on the outside and you combine what's on the inside.
Now, could we just go ahead and like simplify them like separately?
You could, but neither one of these are actually going to simplify. Because 15 is 5 times 3 and 10 is 5 times 2. So you can't really do anything with either one.
I mean, you do have 5. And
You
then
have 5
wouldn't you
components.
multiply it 2 times 3?
When they're together, like this, now we can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yep. So now we've got 3 times 5 and we've got 5 times 2. Okay. So this is 2. Now what are we going to do with this simplified? 3 times 5 times 5 times 2. The 5s will come out. Yeah. So bring the 5s out. And what's left inside? 3 times 2. And don't forget, we still have plus 4 square root of 15. So we have 10 square root of 6 plus 4 root 15.
And we don't do anything with it.
No, because that's 5 times 3, and that doesn't allow us to do anything. Okay.
Like, so we couldn't do like 20 with like the square root.
No, because you can't combine what's outside with what's inside.
Yeah. I don't know why I said that.
Okay, so we combine whatever's outside and we combine whatever's inside. Yes.
How do we get the 5? Oh, like 2 times 5.
Okay, so if I rewrote this part here, this is 2 root 3 times 5 times 5 times 2. So I took these 5s and kicked them off, or kicked them out. So now I have 2 times 5. Whatever's outside, we combine those. And that left me with the 3 and the 2 inside.
Is there like a specific, is there a reason why we have to put the 5 on the outside?
Because it's a pair. Anytime you have a pair, that gets put on the outside.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. All right, let's look at another example. All right, let's do another one like this. Let's do the square root of 3 times, actually, let's make it 2 square root of 3 times 4 square root of 6 plus 5. Okay. All right, so we're going to distribute. Okay, now we multiply what's on the outside. So this is going to be 2 times 4, and then the square root of 3 times the square root of 6. Okay. Plus, there you go. 2, well, I'm going to write it out longhand for now. Okay. Put these in parentheses so you can see them. Okay, so we're multiplying what's on the outside. So 2 times 4 is 8. And then on the inside, I've got 3 times 6. How about over here? We've got 2 square root of 3 times 5. What's that going to give us? 10 square root of 3. Good. Okay. Everybody with me? Okay, so now I'm going to rewrite this as 8 square root of 3 times 6 is 3 times 2. So we keep simplifying until we can't go any further. Okay, now I can take these 3's out. And that's going to give me 8 times 3 root 2 plus 10 root 3. So the 8 times 3, that's 24. So 24 root 2 plus 10 root 3. And we're finished.
Are we doing a worksheet?
We are, but we still have another type of problem to go over. Okay. Questions? How are we feeling? Give me a fist of 5. Wow, good. Okay. Ronnie, you refuse to do fist of 5? It's because you went to bed too late?
Yeah.
Went to bed early, you'd be like, yes, let's do the fist of 5. Okay, let's do, here we go. 5 plus square root of 3 times 4 plus the square root of 3. Uh-oh, it just got hard.
It was quite easy.
It's a 9, Mr. I think you did. What did you get for the end of the quarter? Was it a 99 or 100? You got an awfully high grade. I heard that. No, was it? No. Did you slack off? What you get tonight?
Do you have a napkin, please?
Tonight you got a 100, Mr. 100 for the quarter. Look at you. Okay. So what are we going to do? How do we do this one? Great.
Wait, I don't know. I don't think.
Zanai.
You still distribute.
What do you mean?
Like you put the 5 and 4, 5 and 3.
Which is also called
The
foil. Yes. All right. So we're going to do 5 times 4. Right. I'm going to write it out so that we can all see what happened. Right. 5 times 4 plus 5 times the square root of 3 plus, okay, we'll do the next one. So we're going to do the square root of 3 times 4 plus square root of 3 times the square root of 3. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to write it out like this. I'm just doing it so you can all see what happened. Okay. Okay, so 5 times 4, we've got that, right? That's 20. Plus 5 root 3 plus, and we're going to rewrite this and put the 4 in front. 4 root 3 plus, what's the square root of 3 times the square root of 3? 3. Okay. All right, we're getting there. So let's combine our like terms. 20 plus 3, I get 23. Okay. These are like terms because they both have the same radical. I have 5 of those root 3's, and I add 4 more root 3's. How many root 3's do I have? 9. I have 9 root 3. And there's our answer. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, one more example, and then I'll give you your worksheet. Everybody okay with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do negative 2 root 2 minus 2 times root 2 minus 4. Okay. So we're going to distribute. And again, I'm going to write it out so you can follow what's going on. So this is negative 2 root 2 times root 2. Plus, and we're going to do negative 2 root 2 times negative 4. Plus, and then we'll do this one. Negative 2 times root 2 plus, and the last, negative 2 times negative 4. Be careful with all those negative signs. Okay, so I have negative 2 square root of 2 times 2. We're just combining what's inside. Plus, now I have a negative times a negative, which means it's going to be positive. We're going to do our outside. So this becomes 8 root 2. And now I have a negative times a positive, so that's going to be a negative. So minus 2 root 2. And then we have negative 2 times negative 4, so plus 8. Okay. What now?
You could,
Well, not yet.
not yet. You have to do it.
Right, this becomes, the 2's move outside, so 2 times 2. Okay. All right. I've got like terms here. 8 root 2 minus 2 root 2. What's that leave me with? 6 root 2, yes. Okay. So we have negative 4 plus 6 root 2 plus 8, which equals, like terms, negative 4 plus 8, so that's 4 plus 6 root 2. And we're done. That was a hard one. Okay. Okay. Questions for me? Right, so we're distributing and simplifying. It's basically all we're doing. Okay, I have a worksheet for you. You can start it now, and when you finish, you're going to upload it to Google Classroom.